Hi, for those who are watching, it's the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, once again bringing you something else, a little bit of a talk about random subjects. Once again, One Piece. One day I think I'll do a fairy tale, but for now I'll do only One Piece. I'm gonna release, actually this weekend I am gonna release more than one special One Piece video. But first, let's get away with some of the more controversial One Piece videos first. This video is me ranting about exactly, as I've said in many times in my other reviews and in other theories that people probably have not watched about, it's that this whole Cake Island arc, or Totland arc, which we are currently in as least of 2016, was it's not slowing down in suspension, but it's also not slowing down in despair. And that has made a lot of people ask this one simple question: who is gonna be an ally? Because people cannot see it. They cannot see that Luffy can defeat Big Mom. And I used to say, why not? Well, then the simple answer is because she's a Yonko, because she has a soul power, because she's a huge army, because no one has ever seen her, and because she is so unstoppable when she's rageful. So the most popular theory that people go with is that she will become an ally. And to be honest, I don't want her to be an ally. Because it's true, it's the only way to stop all this madness. It's somehow to calm Big Mom and make her take off all of the different blackmail she has on both Sanji and the others. The only way to do that is either to defeat her or befriend her. And given that people cannot see the defeating, then it's only the last befriending. However, I have watched also a lot of different theory videos about people, especially a well-known One Piece theorist called Joyboy Theorist, who is doing videos over and over again on how much he's defending Big Mom, that we shouldn't read everything we see. And if it turns out that his theories are correct, that everything we see is a little hide behind Big Mom's true personality, then I will actually be kind of pissed off. Because it's true that Enshiro Oda is one who can hide many things, but I can't see it. I really can't. I can't see a single bit of hint, not even from all these so-called lies, that Big Mom is a good person, nor even for the fact that she's not as evil as we see. And why? Well, that's what this video is currently about. Not a really proving theorist, because I'm not really that good of a theorist, but me ranting about why. This is my proofs on why I think Big Mom is evil. First of all, as chapter 8 to 9 has proven with her eating disorder, and the fact that Vince Smoke Judge, who himself is not exactly a stable person from 8A thread, her mental issues. It's said that Big Mom has an illness, and that is the first clue for a lot of people. Since when have you heard of a person who have an illness? So the people are asking themselves is, can this illness be cured? It doesn't seem like it, or maybe it can be cured, it's just that Big Mom refuses it to be. It wouldn't surprise me if it's like that. The fact is that this illness is a serious threat to her Totland, but it's also the fact that it matches so much insanity. It's almost like a selfish desire of eating something, almost like hinting that Big Mom has lost something and she just craves food, which is probably why she surrounds herself with food and sweets all the time. Because she has mental issues on that part. And it's clear, people, she is not sane. You can keep on denying it, but she is not sane. True, not even Luffy seems sane sometimes, but that has nothing to do with it. Sometimes he's foolish. No, he is crazy sane, which means more like, good crazy sane, which more like he does crazy things because he just believes in it. Big Mom is evil insane. She does things she wants, which is probably something that is connected to her eating disorder. She wants to be surrounded by food because she doesn't even want to cure it. Or is this an incurable disease? Why did we even see it? I mean, for me, that scene just further proved that you cannot live like this. But why? But there's nothing they can do about it. It's also proven that just when she is this insane, nothing can stop her. And the other is her possessiveness. As Charlotte Brulé said in chapter 835, how much she wasn't satisfied with all the races in the world. Yeah, I will get to that point later, but it's said that Big Mom wants to form a utopia. And the thing is, I have a very serious problem with that. When I read that, I said, that cannot match Big Mom's character. And the more and more I've seen of what I've seen like this, it makes me ask, so it's like that. Because if you ask me, this possessive nature, this nature of what having so much diversity, is not going because of the kindness of a heart. No, that is simply more of a childish, egocentric, I want to play with you kind of move. I think that's what drives Big Mom, and it's also another hint of their mental illness. Don't get me wrong, if you want something, then you want it, so there's nothing to be complained about that. But her possessive nature in this situation, given how powerful Big Mom is also not a single sign of good news. And the fact that she even makes her own food into these so-called homies, which are counted as alive. I mean, why is she so determined to be so diverse and have so much possessions? It doesn't make sense for me that someone who is so good will have so much diversion. I don't think she's doing this out of kindness of her heart to take away from the corrupt and racist eyes of the government. No, I just think that she strongly believes she is the only one who can protect everything else. And then it's her islands from chapter 8 to 7 have proven us. It's proven that it's almost, even though the manga hasn't completely proven that, it has been mildly proved that every single of the 34 islands of Totoland is based on a food. It's not exactly those stated if they were naturally like that or if they were created by devil fruits. Given what we've seen from the biscuit fruit, we should not count out the fact that they may very well have been created with a devil fruit. Which makes me ask, how did they look originally? Did Big Mom kill the other people and then turn it into this? I mean, it's the fact that she turns her island into Sweet's Islands. Why is she so determined on doing that? Is this also counting again with her mental and eating disorder? Because she wants to be surrounded by so much food and she believes it's the only way to do it? I mean, it's not healthy to live in an island like that. So why is she so determined of having so much modeling her people after sweets? It's more like it's once again showing that strong desire of a sweet tooth. That we all have a sweet tooth. Some are more serious than other. I know that I have a very dangerous sweet tooth, but it's also, why is she so determined to make these islands into this using devil fruit powers or anything else? For me, I think it's just because she wants to eat them. It's nothing more than that. She wants to be surrounded by food. She can eat it, and makes me, and that further just proves that she could have created a more normal wanting paradise, but instead she just decides to model them after the others. But if it turns out that these were just normal islands that she changed herself, then yeah, fine. It's nothing better of that. Then it's her utopia, or as I prefer to call it, her dystopia, that we have seen from chapter 8:27 and 8:34. I mean, it's When I heard she wanted to create a world where all the races live together, which is practically no one have ever wanted to create that. That is by far, for me, the only noble goal Big Mom have. Then I saw that she took lifespan off of her people. Granted, it's a very short lifespan, but it's still slowly killing them after all. Why is she so determined to take lifespan off her people? If she wanted to create a utopia, then you shouldn't charge your people. But it's the fact that Big Mom have a very business-like mindset. Luffy, for example, he have a mindset that he doesn't want anyone to beg. I mean, well, he maybe wants someone to beg, but it's more like, I will never help someone who can't help themselves, which is including admitting that you have your faults. Big Mom have a similar one when she's saying, I will only help you if you help me, which is more like an equivalent exchange that we've seen from Full Metal Alchemist. But the fact that she takes lifespan off of her people when she all just for the price of happiness, that is for me not a utopia. That is a dystopia, and it's also like. And if there's something here I have mentioned in a lot of different writers that no one agrees with me on, but then that's only logical, is the fact that, do you know what this utopia or dystopia reminds me of? If you take a woman who's so obsessed with tea parties, a woman that is obsessed with sweets, a woman that is obsessed with the possessiveness and diversity, and a woman that is so obsessed and about having other species in the world, do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of a 10-year-old child playing with her dolls. I mean, I know that may sound a little bit controversial in saying, but Big Mom is in my eyes not a mature woman. If she wanted to create a utopia with every species, she shouldn't have taken off lifespan and including all these homies into her life either. But for me, her diversity nature is more like a childish enthusiasm. When you see something you want much, you do this. That is what I feel like her so-called utopia is. It has nothing to do with the fact that she wants to protect and have different species living in harmony. No, she just wants to play with all of these because that's how she likes it. But that's only my fault. Then it's her family. I mean, come on, people. Do you honestly believe a woman who has such a large family can be sane? I mean, we have seen a lot of families, but no one with 84 children. Well, maybe 85. One is dead now. And that's just what my point is. Why is she so obsessed about having family, children? She is not a mother. I mean, everything we see from her is more like she seems to even consider her own children business. Marrying off her own children to strangers just to strengthen them one. And the fact that, why marry people? Is she because she believes that families that are tied by a bloodline are more stronger and loyal to each other? And it's also the fact that it is clear that her husbands, which I don't know how she got her husbands, but it's clear from Charlotte Cracker that all of her husbands are outsiders and people that she consider worthless. Therefore, I have one question: why did she marry them? If she is not going to share something with them, if she considers them worthless, why marry them? I mean, this is also very controversial in talking about, but Big Mom, for me, seems more like a woman that would just jump on a man and then rape him. Yeah, I know, that is very controversial in saying, but why does she want to marry them if she doesn't even care about them? Because she wants the sperm? That is so disgusting, and that is so insane, if you ask me. Why just marry someone to just take the sperm? You don't have to marry someone just to get children. And the fact that she takes these marriages so serious. Why is she so determined in marrying other people? And it seems that she considers her family, her children, like completely loyal to her because blood is thicker than water. Is that the reason why she marries off so many of her children? Because she believes that's the only way to find loyalty. That shows a very high sense of not trusting anybody and ever listening to me. Almost like I gave birth to you, therefore you have to obey me kind of thing. Once again, not showing that she's so sane as we think of. And besides, how can she even have 85 children? She must be older than we think. Well, we already know she's a grandma, but I mean by that is, has she lived for about 100 years or so? Then it's her selfishness. We cannot deny Big Mom is a selfish person. She marries off her children just to get her own strength up. She dismissed that Sanji was a chef because this was only about an alliance. If you think about it, a lot of things have to do with Big Mom's own desire for doing what she wants. We humankind, for example, are selfish by nature. But Big Mom has a more selfish nature than even Luffy. Luffy has a selfish reason when it sometimes comes to food and adventure. Big Mom has something for power. That she's so desperate for power almost hints of a sign of paranoia for me. That is also proving that she's not as sane as we think of it. And it's also her ruthlessness of chapter 8 113 hinted. Do you really think a woman that can burn down a country when laughing about it is a kind woman? If granted, if that kingdom was a worthless kingdom, then I could care less. But she holds so many islands, not only her archipelago, but other islands she protects, almost hostage for me. It's a racketeering kind of business, is saying I scratch your back, you scratch mine, sort of deal. And if some people cannot hold that, she just says that she doesn't like, she burns them down because she hates keeping promises. I mean, no. She hates people that breaks promises. Then I ask you, who would be stupid not to cook so much things for Big Mom? Because Big Mom is just that terrifying. There's only one reason for that. It's impossible. Who can produce so much sweets like Fisherman Island in just so many time? That and she wasn't even gonna spare Fisherman Island just because they had an accident of their gear factor. And the fact that she wants to eat more food than she wants to have money. Once again, she is more ruthless than you think. And that ruthless side, and the fact that she even blackmails Sanji about having hurt his friend and all that. How can you even pacify someone like that other than to crush them? And finally, this is the worst proof of all, but I still find it to be it. It's her pronouns. If you watch the anime, you realize that she's not talking like normal humans. She doesn't say watashi, she says ore, which is actually not surprising that she does. I mean, it's not surprising that some women do talk like that, but it is usually not exactly that popular. But what I mean is, she's a Yonko, so of course she must talk like that because she's arrogant. And it's one of the things I don't like about One Piece is the fact that 98% of every single man talk like that. It's no diversity. And for me, I consider the fact that she talks like that, even though she's clearly female or having dresses and all that, just further hints that something's not right with that woman, with that woman. But I think it has more to do with the fact that since she's a Jonko, she cannot talk formally because, well, let's face it, she's arrogant. So that's actually my ranting about why I consider Big Mom not to be a sane person. Will Big Mom become an ally? Well, it's the only way to end this arc. But you cannot deny Big Mom is not sane. I mean, she is definitely insane. And she is not lying. Even if her children is lying, even if Pudding is lying, and if even her other children are lying. Who else could kill her own son in a fit of rage? And the fact that when she was cured of that, she was so indifferent what happened to her. She has no empathy, people. So even if her children are just as twisted as her, in fact, there's some hints that maybe even Pudding is like that. And it's also the fact that she encouraged her children to be so sociopathic, saying like her youngest child Anana, she was willing to give her a knife just so she could pop balloons and destroy her homie uh, stuffed animals. I mean, come on, it's not you should be very terrified of having children who has so sociopathic tendencies. And the fact that she also embraces that just further shows that she's a Caligula. She's someone who destroys things. Finally, if you don't believe all my ranting about this, go to TV Tropes, look up One Piece, and find her name there. You will read all those different subs, and then you will actually begin to doubt all those Joyboy theorists. So in the end, will Big Mom be an ally or will she not? I don't know. I would prefer her not being an ally, but I see no other way out of this arc. So give me a way out if you have any.